on the recording. All right, so you can close the process MRP window, and then we can go to the, scroll a little bit, job management, general operations, and go to job status maintenance. Right, so any new jobs that are unfirm will be sitting in here. So you don't type in a job number at all, you do a job search. Right, and the status of the job is unfirm, so you look for unfirmed jobs. Do a search here. There's only one, right? And double click it. And just for the recording purposes as well, you notice that the quantity is for 72. It only shows left hand, but it's for 72, and that's the total quantity of the right hand and the left hand together. So, because of the co-parts, right? So go to the list view here, firm all, or you can mark off to firm on that specific one and hit process. Right, so now it's firmed. All right, so now we can open that job number up, so FRM0034. So just right click on the job number in this list view, and open with job entry. All right, so within job entry, right away at the bottom we see the demand summary, so we see what it's fulfilling, and you can see that right away we have the left hand and the right hand that we're fulfilling. Again, if this was a case where we only wanted to make one of the sides, we would have to remove the co-part from it at that point in time, right? So let's go ahead and go to I'll show you here. I wanted to add the drawings. So let's unengineer this.
I don't.
Unengineer this. Right. So to add the work instructions themselves to this job, right? So you can come into the job details. You can confirm that the operations and the materials are correct. Perhaps let's just say this is a situation where you usually run it on a 2,000-ton press. For this situation, you're going to run it on another press. Right? So you're going to run it on something else. Let's go through that scenario right now with the job because we're working with job entry. So go to details, right, and then under the operation details, there's our molding operation. Just go into the scheduling resources and change the resource that you're running it on. We're running on the 1,500 ton, right? So now that you're running on the 1,500 ton, you're probably going to change your part pieces per hour, right? So go back to the detail tab. I mean, maybe not the 1,500 ton, but right. So let's just say you dropped down and you went up, right? You might be able to change that time because this is for scheduling, right? So you'd want to make sure that that pieces per hour correctly states how many pieces per hour it actually is. So go and save this. Change it. And let's add that attachment to this job. Where's my attachments button? Can you maximize this screen? Scroll over on this. Oh, put it away. So can you right click on the operation? On the right on that. Add an attachment. That's what I'm looking for. Right. So there's no doc type right now. Just hit browse. Let's find the file. Right. So it's in shares.
It's not in there.
I know it's the wrong file, but still, I just want to add a file.
Okay.
Right. So it's under users. You should have your own name here. Here it is. Right, so obviously this is the wrong, but it's a 1,500 ton. You can add a title for it. You can say perhaps this is the 1,500 ton work instructions. Perfect. Is it okay? Right, so now we actually have an attachment. If you look at the attachment tab, and if you double click on that, it opens your PowerPoint for you right from the job. Right. And the guys on the floor will have access to a documents folder where they can open that up directly from the job. Right. Okay. So, go back to the job tab. After you've confirmed that your operations are correct and your materials are correct and everything there is okay, right? Confirm your delivery dates and start operation, or your required by date is correct as well. If you're okay with everything, you can just check off the engineered and release checkboxes. Hit save. Or it asks you for a change log. Go ahead and type something in. Okay. This job's now released to the floor. Ready to go. Right. So that's one way that you may create a job through this. So I want to do one more process here. I actually want to delete this job. So uncheck release, uncheck engineer. hit save. Can you delete both demand links from the bottom of the screen? No, he has to. Oh, so that was the wrong button to click. Right. So what that does is it clears up the entire screen rather than deleting the line you're selected. Right. So click on job again. Do a search. I think it was FRM0032. So scroll down until you find that. 0032, I think was your. Or was it 34? Alright, so now that you have that bottom demand line selected, now hit the delete button at the top. Yes. Yes. And you should see the demand line go away. It would leave the whole job, which is what I wanted to do anyway, but I was surprised it let us do that with the demand line still being intact. Can you try typing in FRM0034? 3 zeros at least. No. Hit no. Do a job search. Make sure it's not there either. Just do a search and scroll down. It's not perfect. I wanted to do the job exactly what we wanted it to be. Right. So the reason I did that was because I wanted the demand links to be gone. Right. So another way we can do the job creation, I do want this on recording, is we can manually create the job. We don't have to wait for the system to say, hey, we're gonna
Right, so
create
we
this
get
job.
a surprise release all of a sudden.
Yeah. Let's create it right away. We're gonna want to create the job.
Alright.
Both, right? So you come into job entry, you go file new job, and you hit next job. Right, hit the next job number. Right, you hit OK. Right, you'll notice that these job numbers don't have an FRM in front of them, and that's because the Epicor system didn't generate them.
Okay.
Right, so it's a good way of knowing what Epicor generated and what it didn't.
Okay.
Use the same numbering structure, we just have it ordered.
Okay.
Right. So the part number we're creating, what's that first part number?
Customer part.
Customer part number. So this is the main part. APP 0, not the customer part number, the APP number.
Okay. Sorry.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. And then dash LH is your name. Right. Perfect. So put a required by date on there for now. Actually, don't put a required by date on there yet. Go to File. New. Demand link.
Like stuff.
Make the stop.
Okay.
Exactly. Right. So how many did the job require that how many did that order require we need? 32. So quantity at the bottom of the screen, type in 32. Save that. Right, so we have 32 of this side. Can you click on the co-parts tab? Go to the list view. Notice there's no full part in there yet. It's because we haven't pulled the engineering details yet for this part. So hit save. We don't want required by date. Let's put the required by date in there. We don't deny the order we wanted before. This is why it's easier to let Epicor do it, because Epicor fills all the details in for you. However, you can do it right away. Save. Right click on your assembly there, APP 607H. Yeah, right click on that. Right, so this is, you can see how there's no operations, no materials. You have to recommend get details, just like we do in engineering. Right, except that this time, there's a revision that has those details, so you can just hit OK. Hit get details, hit OK because the revision is selected. Automatically adds our second part for us, right? So now you can see we're making 64 of these pieces. So if you go to the make to stock list now, go to the doing the list view here, automatically added that second part for us on the right hand side, which is exactly what we want to do, right? So now that we have all this down, we can just go ahead and release the job, right? So you hit engineering, hit release. This time it asks you to schedule because it's not scheduled yet, so you have to put a change log in, just type in change. Okay. So hit OK on this side here, yeah. There we go. Our job is released and scheduled. Right? So I just wanted to show you that version versus the other version where you just pull it from the job. So let's stop the recording here as well.